welcome to today's vlog. We thought we'd do something a little bit different, and I know I've done some frequently asked questions blogs that I just answer on my own when I'm up there typing on my computer, but I thought it would be fun tonight to do your guys' questions answered by not just Tyson, but Tyson and Ashley. It's hard to get her in here sometimes because she's so busy, you know, with all the things that we juggle. But I thought this would be really fun and just something different for us to do.
And in video form, it's fun too. Like, we get to talk, you get to see us interact. Like, over like a blog and like text, it's different. Like, people interpret things differently. So
totally.
I think this is going to be really fun, and I hope you guys enjoy this just kind of little side, you know, vlog that we're doing that's just a little bit different than what we normally do.
Well, I think you will enjoy it because when I put the post up on Instagram for questions that you guys wanted answered, we were overwhelmed very quickly. Like, a ton of questions came in, and so as we were doing this, they were just funneling in. So it's been a lot of fun to sit here and read those and pick out which ones we're going to answer, and we'll just get started with that, I think.
Yeah, and I hope you guys are enjoying this little cozy setting. I mean, Tyson and I are just sitting here in our pajamas and our sweatshirts by the fire, and we wanted to invite you guys in and just talk a little bit about these questions. So what's our first question we have?
All right, the first question comes from one of our #1 fans, Maya Miller. Hello, Maya. And she asked, do the girls understand vlogging and what you guys do?
I think they do, and they don't know any different. I mean, we've always been vloggers ever since they were born, but they're getting to the point, like, if you give them the camera, they'll start like walking around like filming things. It's kind of makes you dizzy and sick to watch the footage because they don't know how to hold the camera still, but they do love it. And like, Esme will do something and be like, Mom, vlog this. Like, she will literally tell me to vlog something.
And it's always Ezzy, too.
It is always Ezzy. She's like the only one that says, hey, vlog this.
Yeah.
Or if I get like one of the other girls doing something and then I turn the camera off, she'll go, hey, you didn't get me. Like, she always, and that's Esme's personality though. They like it, they love it, and they love going back and being able to watch all these videos. So that's what's really fun as well, is that we get to go back and watch these videos, which I hope you guys have enjoyed the flashback vlogs that we've been doing.
We've enjoyed doing them.
They're just so fun to watch the girls.
Just to
like,
piggyback
reactions.
on that too, I think that is kind of the first thing that's really that they've kind of picked up on as far as the vlogging world goes, is now they're now starting to realize that all these times that we have our camera out and recording all this stuff, they now can watch it on the TV. So we'll sit and watch these old vlogs and say, do you remember? Do you remember? And they'll sit there and they'll watch it and they'll be like, yeah, and they'll start interacting with us. And once a vlog starts coming on, like the Hawaii vlogs, they'll start talking about Mickey and Minnie, and they totally remember it. So, you know, I don't know if they comprehend vlogging in and of itself, but I think they know what the camera does and what they can watch on TV and that it's connected. So they're getting there. They're very smart girls. Great question though, Maya. Okay, next one. This comes from Lois McLean, and she asks, which one of the girls is the strong-willed child?
All of them. As Esme would say, all of them.
All of them.
All of them.
All of them.
They're all strong-willed in different ways, and they kind of switch off. So like, recently it's been Indy, wouldn't you say?
Indy has been very, very dominant recently. But I would say, like Evie, like if you come into her wheelhouse, like she's not going to put up with any of your nonsense. So, but Indy will be the one right now who's kind of maybe pushing the boundaries a little bit, like, you know, seeing how far she can test her sisters before they smack her. Yeah, I mean, and
Esme's always very strong-willed. Scarlett's probably the least strong-willed out of them, but I hate even saying that because she's still very strong-willed. Like, I feel like all four of our girls
are all very independent.
Well, Tyson and I are both very strong-willed people, so they come by it naturally.
They
but
do.
Yeah, all of them. All of them.
All of them. All right, great answer. Let's go with that one. All right, this one comes from Arrow 1959. I've seen them starting to write. Can they write their own names yet?
That is what they're working on in school. In preschool, that is what their teacher is working on with them. So every day when I drop them off, I don't get to stay, so I don't really know what goes on. which I kind of hate. I wish I could just stay and like peek through the window the whole time. But she has their name tags that they put on their desks all laid out every single day in a different order. And every single day they have to come in, they hang their coat and their backpack up, and then they have to come pick out their name. So they actually can recognize their own name now.
Yeah, it's really
so
good.
There's been like these books we have that have like their own names in them. If I open it up, they'll be able to point out their name.
Yeah.
So they know what their name looks like.
They recognize their name now. And the thing about that is it's letter recognition for them. They know S for Scarlet, I for Indy.
They know.
E for Ezzy, E for Evie. They know that, and they're getting their letters down. And we were actually sitting around doing letters the other night, having them write out, and they were really good at writing the actual letters. So now it's just
my
making
favorite's
words.
when Esme goes and I tell her to draw an S. She goes, a curve and a curve and a curve. She says that, a curve and a curve.
They are
and
so
a curve.
full of personality.
They do.
But
They cannot write their names completely out yet, but they're working on it and they're doing really good. Like they know what letters. Like I'll go through our flashcards with them and they know what letters belong to them. Like we got to V. And they were learning, and Evie goes, "That's a V for Evie." So I think they know that one is in their name.
Yeah.
But they're getting there. I think that they'll do it by the end of the end of the school year for sure.
Preschool's been good for them, really good for them. All right, this one comes from Ash Mariski. Hopefully I said that right. Is it more difficult to have 4 newborns at once or 4 toddlers at once? I'll let you answer first, then I'll answer. We might have different answers for this one.
I feel like they're both hard in different ways. Like the hardness changes throughout the stages. So when they were babies, it was really hard because we never got to sleep, but it was easy because they always slept. If that makes any sense at all. Like they would sleep most of the time, but you'd have to wake up during the night a lot and be awake with them. And I don't do well with that. I need like a full solid, I only get about 6 hours, but I really would like 8 hours of sleep to function. But like that was really hard for me personally because I don't do well in the middle of the night. Like that is not my jam. I am not a nice person in the middle of the night. So that was really hard for me. Now they mostly sleep through the middle of the night.
So harder as babies or toddlers?
I don't know.
I want you to give me like a definitive like what you would feel.
Now they fight during the day and you've got to, break fights up and you've got to negotiate with them and they're very strong-willed and you're trying to teach them and that's hard too. So I really don't know. It's like a toss-up for me, but I guess like weighing a little bit more would be the baby. I think baby was harder.
We totally disagree because I totally think toddler is by far the harder stage. Like the baby stage, I could do that 1,000,000 times over again. Like the sleep thing wasn't a big deal for me. I can go on little sleep and I can be totally fine. And they're not mobile when they're babies.
Yeah. You put them down and they're still there when you come
you know
out.
where they are at all times. And, I don't know. I don't know if I just love that stage so much. They were so cute and they were so just, we were enjoying just the miracle of what they were. And it was just so magical. But for me, I don't know. It just felt like everything was so quiet and serene and calm and cute. And now it's just like, we live at the circus. We literally live at the circus. And they are non-stop moving, going, talking, everything 1,000,000 miles a minute, and there's 4 of them, and they're all doing the same thing all the time, just all over the house. And so, for me, it's definitely a lot more interactive too. They want your attention all the time. They want to talk to you. They want to ask you questions. They want to tell you something. They want to show you something, and there's 4 of them. And it's all different for all 4 of them, what they want to talk to you and tell you and show you. And which one did a coloring on that wall and which one did a coloring on that wall, and you're
Hopefully
just
no one's coloring on the walls.
I feel like it is so much more busy and hectic right now. At the same time, it's very fun because they can talk, they can do things on their own. They go to the bathroom by themselves. That's nice. But I would definitely say, without a doubt, the toddler stage is definitely harder for me.
That's why we make a good team because he pulled the weight when they were babies and I pull the weight more when they're toddlers.
It's a good mix. We need mom and dad. We need the puzzle piece. All right, a lot of people ask this one. This one comes from Alyssa Halverson. But how is Nanny Ash's knee doing?
Great. She feels no problems with it at all anymore. She
bounced back really quick.
Yeah, she did.
I think it was just like a weird, unfortunate tweak and just like, I don't know, wacky. But unfortunately, everything, really healed fast. And
yeah,
she's been
fortunately,
great.
she's been really good. I think she says that sometimes, like, she told me the other day, she's like, I see where I use that part of my knee, like where I lean on it a lot more. She goes, that's how I get into bed. She never realized it before, but she kneels into her bed and rolls over that same knee. And so she's like, oh, like she's had to learn to change that and stuff, because once you've done it once, they say that you're more susceptible to pop your knee out of socket again. So
that doesn't sound fun.
Yeah, so she hasn't, and it's great, and she's feeling great.
Good questions. All right, next one. This is from Caroline Aligu. Hopefully I said that right. Or Ligu. What was your initial reaction when you found out you were having 4 babies all at once?
Oh man, I feel like I've answered that question a lot. Every news interview asks me that question.
You should be good at this then.
I am. I can give you a good answer for that one. So what was my initial feeling?
Yeah.
Every feeling you can possibly feel, from happiness to terror, all in one instant. So everything, all of them. all of them. Seriously, I never have, and I never had before, and I never have after experienced a feeling the way that I did that day. I mean, it was literally like I had never felt like this extreme roller coaster and split second intervals. Like, just like, oh my gosh, oh no, oh my gosh, I'm really, oh no. Like, it was just like this, like I didn't know how to, like my brain was racing and all these thoughts were going through my head, and one thing would make me so happy, then the other thing would make me so scared, and then the next thing would make me so happy, and I was just like trying to crawl out of it. But
it was a busy time.
I mean, obviously overall we were excited. I mean, you were scared because you were just scared of the unknown. Like, I didn't know if I could do this. I didn't know if the pregnancy would go okay. I didn't know if they would be okay. I didn't know, like, there was just so much unknown that was terrifying. But of course we were always excited for these babies, and still are. So
I think the excitement outweighed anything else. I mean, definitely there was fear, and worry about, Ashley, her body, can she sustain this? The babies, it's high risk. Are they going to make it? Obviously you have doctors talking about that from the second, you find this out, and it never ends until they come. And then when they do come, they're in the NICU and they're still talking about it. So, there was always that possibility, roaming around your head. But I think that the excitement and the joy, and as each step we just went through, and just things just kept happening. We kept seeing God's hand. We kept seeing these miracles. I mean, I feel like the pressure just left. For me, honestly, I never felt that fear, at all. It was really an easy process for me. I didn't have to carry the babies.
Yeah, it wasn't happening to your body.
It's true. It wasn't.
That's why
but I think that was a good thing for me, though. Ashley had to go through that physically, and I think, for me, maybe that was better that I had such a cool, calm head about it, and my faith carried me through all of that to where I knew that everything was going to be all right. And when the doctors were warning us about this, that, and the other, I knew it was going to be all right. And when we had the T2TS, I was scared. But as I prayed, and we prayed together, I just had this overwhelming feeling that everything was going to be all right.
And he sustained me through all of it, because he was like the rock with the faith at that time, and I was like this wishy-washy, didn't know what was happening. My emotions were crazy, and I just really just leaned on him, and he just took care of me, and that was natural. I mean, she's pregnant with quadruplets. That was completely natural, and I knew, the rational side of me knew what was going to happen to Ashley and her body and her personality, everything. I didn't want to think about all those things.
And so I thought about them, and I dealt with them, and I answered the hard questions, and I talked to the doctors. We talked to them together, but I took all of the hard information in and dealt with that. And you know what? It just, the excitement definitely over outweighed everything. And I think for us, we both knew, that this was the answer to our prayers. We had been struggling for 8 years, and, here it was. It was like God was up there just chuckling, saying, all right, you know, here you guys go.
You got this.
And you know, you can do this. And so, you know, that's a great question. And I feel like our answers are typically the same, but it always like brings back so many emotions and thoughts that sometimes I find out something new when I answer that. So thank you for asking that question. Westover 27 2007. What are your Christmas traditions? The days leading up to Christmas, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. So Christmas is like one of our favorite holidays. We have so many, but I will say every single year leading up, I'll do the leading up, you can do the Christmas Eve and all those. Every single year leading up, there's like 3 or 4 things that we usually always do. One of them is the Lower Lights concert. It is one of our favorite concerts we go to. It's a Christmas concert. It's probably like over 30 musicians, and they play Christmas songs, but they have like their own unique brand
twist.
Yeah, that they play them with, and it's kind of like almost, it's a little bit of gospel, a little bit of rock, it's a little bit of blues, it's
a little country sometimes.
A little country, it's so different and it's so good. And their concerts, they put on an amazing concert. So many talented artists that are there and musicians, and they just, oh, it's wonderful. We go every year. We rock out. We love it.
We've been going for like, what, 8 years now?
Yeah, it's just been a wonderful tradition. And some years we go with all of our family. Some years we go with all of our friends. So it's a little different each year who we go with. And
I can't wait till we can take the girls.
Yes, that is going to be fun. Because they can get up and dance and, you know, do the whole thing. But so that is one of our traditions that we always do. The other one is we always see a Christmas Carol. So there's the Hale Center Theater, and they do a live play, and we go with Ashley's parents every single year. It's kind of been our tradition. Nobody else was really like interested. I remember the first year we went, and her parents wanted to go, so we all went together, and we all loved it so much that it just became a tradition, and we go every single year. I usually buy the tickets like in October, and we just plan on it. And so that's probably one of my favorites. I like, and there's, last year we saw it in a really big production, but this year we're going back to the small production, the small stage, because I love the coziness of everybody kind of being crammed in there, and the stage being a little smaller, and the audience being a little smaller. It's so much more intimate. I love it. It's one of my favorite traditions, and every time we go to it, I cry. I just cry my little eyes out, and you know, you're just kind of remembered.
I think he's tearing up right now.
You're just kind of.
He is.
You're reminded of, you know, just like the true meaning of Christmas, the spirit of Christmas. And so I always like to go to one of the first shows that they do of the season, so that I can carry that with me, you know, through not only December but even into the next year. It just, I feel like that story is just, it's such a great story. It just, you know, opens you up to who you can be, who you should be, and it's one of my favorite traditions that we do.
And then Christmas Eve, we have always done, we always usually do like a lunch to dinner time with Tyson's family. The last couple of years it's been at our house. So everyone comes and we do it all here. We usually do a big lunch with them, play games. If we're doing a gift exchange that year, we do that. Just hang around and talk and just spend time with each other. And the girls love it, we love it, and then they leave, and then at dinner time, we clean everything up, and then my whole entire family comes in, and then we cook a dinner with my family, and then my family has been doing several traditions since I was little. We always put on a live nativity, so we read the story of the birth of our Savior Jesus Christ from the Bible.
All the grandkids get to dress up as the characters.
Yep, all of them. We have a Mary. We have a.
Who were the girls last year?
The girls were angels.
Angels, I thought
it was so
they were all the
cute.
angels.
It was adorable. And honestly, we've been doing this since I was a little girl.
Yeah.
Like, I used to be
the baby Jesus
when my siblings would do it, and then I moved up and I was so excited to be Mary one year. My nieces and nephews usually fight over Mary and the angel. So now we have several angels. Because that just has to happen when we have this many grandkids.
We have too many kids now. So such a fun tradition.
That's fun. And then we do
Christmas Eve is so fun because we get to spend so much time with both of our families. You know, we don't get to see a lot. Obviously, grandparents we see all the time, and a couple aunts and uncles just because you know, they're available, but, you know, a lot of the other siblings we don't get to see because, you know, work, school, and they have their own families. And so, you know, everybody's busy in life. And so we always enjoy those nights, those times, you know, that we get together and just enjoy one another's companies, catch up, and just, you know, make new memories.
Yeah. All right. I think that's it for this.
That's gonna be a good one, yeah. You always forget, like, the questions, they go so long, and you're like going, oh my gosh, it's been like 15 minutes, what's happening? So,
yeah.
But anyways, we loved you guys' questions. There were so many. We're literally going to do 20 more of these, and we actually talked about this tonight. We're gonna just record a whole bunch of these and just put them out so you guys can have them, maybe like as a Monday vlog or something like that, where we don't vlog on Sundays. This can be just something we have stored, and we can just post a vlog on Monday, answering all of the questions you guys want answered. So, and
we are going to do a Q&A with each individual girl. It's just hard.
They're coming.
They're coming.
The interviews are coming. I've got the questions. The girls, it's going to be hilarious.
It's going to be awesome. They're coming. Just be patient with us. Thank you guys so much for watching this Q&A. Please put any questions that you guys have for the next Q&A in the comments below on this video.
Subscribe to our channel if you haven't.
Give this video a thumbs up and go back and watch some of our old videos because they're so cute.
Guys, we love you. Thanks for submitting all the questions today. And we will see you guys all tomorrow.
Bye.